Well, hey, and there we go. It's Thursday night. And as we like to say in Angry Town, Thursday night is practically Friday, which may as well be the weekend. So there we go. Shieldsy, that is some old messages. You were waiting. 98% fat-free, pain-free. Sorry. Freudian, so many products that say that. 98% pain-free. Sit at your good computer tonight. Well, that's something I look forward to. Yeah, live, huh? Just go, share that with the world. Luckily, before too many people joined the stream. I think the old meal replacements make you gassy, but also I fucking pigged out tonight. Every now and then I have normal human meals, and I had this burger and chips combo tonight. I'm a little bit full. I only eat that much maybe once a week. Oh, god damn. So, yeah, hopefully my body still knows how to process stuff like that, because it was a bit full on volume-wise. So, hoorah, as we just sit around waiting for people to join the stream. What is this? Is this a new feature on... I think that is new. That StreamYard's... you can't see this. It's just... But I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. StreamYard is showing me I can see the chat from all destinations or just one of the destinations, because I'm restreaming to 3 different platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Oh, yeah, I'm going to start. Here's a bad sign. Usually if I start yawning, it's not that I'm tired, but then I can't stop yawning, which is a bit of palaver. So hopefully that won't be too big a deal this evening. We'll just see what's what. And right, sorry, I'm just looking at some of the other sort of setting buttons on here. So what else have I missed? I tell you what would make StreamYard gassy. StreamYard even better is if I could have a column of the chat going up, same as you can. Was it Restream does that? Which when I first started doing these live streams, I looked at Restream as an option. And what's the other one? I don't know. One that a lot of people use, and I found it complicated and confusing, and so chose not to use it. And then StreamYard came along, which is so goddamn easy to use. It's just incredibly easy to use. So I use StreamYard. Except like when I streamed from my phone when I was in the hospital, and then that's just a YouTube, because I think I can use StreamYard on the phone, but it seemed like that would be some piss farting about, so I just did it straight to YouTube from my phone. And I am getting weirded out that no one is joining the stream. This is very weird. This is 5 minutes in, and normally there'd be a whole bunch of people here, and there isn't, which is weird. I'm just going to check social media. Social media. Hmm. This is yeah. Sorry, this is very strange. I'm just looking. Is there's some problem? Wait, is that live? What's that doing? No, that's there. This is yeah. Sorry. Right. No, I'm looking for massages as to mayhap why nobody's here, and it is not making an awful lot of sense to me. So I'm just going to put. Get right. Hello, Raiders. Sorry, I'm just confused. I'm sitting here wondering, like, uh, why there was like nobody at all in the stream. If a notification hadn't gone out or some such. Uh, so it's very weird to me. Wait, where's my channel? Is that on? Yeah. Okay. It's on. It's That's very weird. Oh right. If you're having trouble sleeping, I suggest watching Albo's budget reply. Uh, the degree to which wait a sec. I just go. Sorry, I'm just gonna. This is terrible viewing, but this is weirding me out. Right, I'll stop doing that now. Yes. So yeah, Albo's budget reply sucks. Yeah, well, the degree to which Labor sucks and keeps finding new ways to suck and just full of suckage is truly something to behold. It's disturbing. You watched it for about a minute, and paint drying comes to mind. Yes, Safa. Good evening to you. So I've just had a delayed thing of anyone joining the stream tonight, which is a little bit weird from my end. Much as I enjoy talking to myself. So for one thing, Andrew Bolt and I have in common is we drink whiskey. Well, and the first name, and we were living in Melbourne. Patman Sport, good evening, good evening. Right, I think my ice is tempered now, and hopefully won't crack when I pour something on it. And it doesn't, yay! So I get my sexy invisible ice. Shieldsy, you're back, and you're feeling relatively pain-free today, which is nice to hear. Your invisible ice, which I just felt like using tonight. I got an experiment, which I'm going to unveil tomorrow night, that I got the idea from one of the big YouTube cocktail channels, Vlad Slick Bartender, Eastern European guy. And he did this thing where he made purple ice by getting purple purple cabbage leaves, and pouring water over them. And the water goes purple, and then you make purple ice, which melts gradually in the drink, changing the color of the drink. And Sulumi's making choc chip cookies for the work fam. Nice. Safa, oh, where's the fireplace? I'm going to do a fire experiment as an idea I had today, and have no idea it'll work. But you do remind me, I need my fire starter, which is up here somewhere. There it is. Fire starter. Twisted fire starter. Yep, that's working. Okay. So, yes, a weird experiment came into my head today. It's just unrelated. Someone was saying something. They're referring to a drink with mezcal, and they were smoke and fire. And I just thought, you know what, okay, this is the experiment I'm going to do, right? Because you can set overproof alcohol on fire in a drink, which is neat, right? So what I wanted to do is to make a foamy drink like a sour, but have some high proof alcohol on the top, and see if I can set it on fire, and if that kind of like caramelizes the foam. And I was discussing this with some other YouTube cocktail makers, and one guy said, we'll make the foam separately with egg white and sugar and the high proof alcohol, and shake it really hard, and then that should make a good almost meringue foam, and you should be able to set it on fire. So I might. Lay off the mixers. Why would I do that? Or do you mean I should just drink straight alcohol? Fair. Okay. Shieldsy, angry and fire is not safe. So look out. I am hopefully not going to burn my kitchen down. Oh, Salimi, you're in the real baking mood. Made some scones last night. Now, Safa, winter's the perfect time to start a fire. So that's what I'm going to do. Start a fire and see what comes of fire starting. I know, I just thought it'd be fun. And if it works, I'll do it again for my YouTube channel. Salimi's anxiety baking. That's not good. Not good at all. Oh, your yard's a mud pit. I have seen just constant reports of wild weather, rain, hail, and whatnot in your part of the world. Yeah, it's very, very un-Queensland to see these things about lots of rain and whatnot. Patman, you've been around for a while. If had any of those channel, I think I should check out. What sort of channels are you looking for? I guess that would tell me if I should recommend someone. If I knew what you were after. There's a new thing that's just come out called Grouse House, which has a few comedians on it, including a couple of members of Auntie Donna, and it's purporting to be stuff found on some VHS tapes of an 80s kids religious TV show, except it's not just any religious concept. It's the religion of Oxtos, the sun god, and it is suitably trippy and depraved. It is very weird and very fun. And the visuals are like it's on some bodgy VHS tape that was taped off TV in the 80s. And so it breaks up all the time, and you get weird overlays of other things that were on the tape. And it's very fun concept. Very fun concept. So Grouse House is an interesting thing to watch. So that's a new thing. Oh, a thing I recently found, I think it's been around for ages, but I recently found it and subscribed to it. It's this guy who does these really, it's actually, speaking of VHS effects, he does these really weird effects that makes it look like it's done on low-tech stuff. Joel Haver is the channel name. And he does some live action sketches and some animated ones. And the animated ones are really weird. I know. Shit, you were digging up septic and then the rain came? Oh, damn. Sounds like drama in Shieldsy world. Hope you get it sorted, man. Too much drama. So yeah, that's two recent discoveries of mine on YouTube. One actually new one, Grouse House, and one that I recently discovered that I think's been around for ages. Like I think he's got like 1 million. Joel Haver's got like 1 million subscribers. Is quite entertaining. So there's a couple recommendations, but yes, I don't know what else you might be looking for recommendations of. Safa, winter is indeed coming. Miserable, wet, and somewhat cold. Not freezing, but somewhat cold today here. Yes, Patman Sport. I think Grouse House is putting out stuff weekly. And I think it's new-ish. Oh my God, Shields, your driveway's cut off as well. You've just got to walk through mud to get to the house. God damn. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, well. Yes, if the rain will stay away, you might get some drying out. Jeez. It's really sucky, man, when you're waiting for it all to dry out. But it is what it is, I guess. Oh, Safi, you saw the Cumberbatch spy movie, The Courier. Did you like it? Like, you know, without spoilers. Yay or nay? Okay, yes, Batman. Grouse House is about a week old. There you go. I think they just put out like a second video, which I haven't had a chance to see yet. But yes, it's I love absurdism in comedy, and some real absurdist stuff and Grouse House, which I like. There's stuff, lots of Russian speaking in the Courier. Yeah, because that's a big old Cold War setting, isn't it? I've seen the trailer for it, and that's about as much as I know. The guy who's not a spy gets a job of taking information back and forth in the middle of the Cold War, and then he wants to get his Russian contact out because he thinks he's been compromised. And it starts to get dangerous, as these spy things do. Yes. I don't want to see it enough to go to the cinema, I don't think. It's going to be, I don't know, just got to wait and see for the next film that makes me want to go to the cinema. Because broke a cinema drought a couple times with Mrs. Angry. And it's like, okay, now I don't want to go again until see something I really want. like for instance, this Saturday night, we're not going to the movies. We're just going out to dinner, and we're going to an area where there's a lot of bars. So I want to do a cocktail bar crawl, um, have drinks at a couple of different bars. We'll see. Silmy, you like the sound of that? Yeah, we're going to go check out the trailer on YouTube, The Courier. It looks like your classic sort of British spy movie. So could be good. You know, it's got Bandersnatch Wombledonk in it. So, oh my God, was that previously a problem, Shields, of your shower water overflowing onto the driveway? You fixed that. That's a plus. Oh, God damn. Clarified pina colada. Such a good drink. It's got a weird sort of smoky flavor in it. I assume that's the rum. The molasses from the rum. So, Shieldsy, from you were born in Ukraine, were you? If you were born in the Cold War, you wouldn't have been able to come to Australia. Very, very strict limitations both ways on movement. But a little bit more, well, not relaxed at the moment. With COVID, people can't have a lot of trouble moving between countries at the moment. Safa, I think you're right that life would have been pretty bleak in the USSR. It was pretty austere and just, you know, a whole bunch of corruption. And of course, in the worst times, the Stalin era of persecution, you know, that just would have sucked big time. That level of sort of paranoid repression, which went on for decades. Not good stuff, man. Not good stuff at all. So, very lucky to have not been in the USSR in the worst times, because they look pretty bad the worst times. So we can just count ourselves lucky, not us, and spare a thought for the people who did go through it, because it would have been shit. It would have been very bad, very, very bad. Yes, I guess that's an understatement somewhat. I've got a friend who's Russian who's old enough to have grown up in the later stages of the Cold War, and so whose grandparents lived through the bad times. And like I posted a picture, there's a bar in Melbourne called Berlin Bar, and it's like this joke motif. They've got two rooms, East Berlin and West Berlin. West Berlin is sort of groovier and it's playing 80s pop music all the time. And East Berlin is very austere and has all the posters and stuff of communist propaganda. And yeah, I just posted a picture. There's a big photo framed print of Stalin. And I just, did the old Instagram thing, did a selfie with Comrade Stalin. And yes, so my Russian friend was like, fuck that guy. I would not go to a place like that, even as a joke. And I just went, oh yeah, I just kind of got how insensitive that could be, given how many people lived through that turmoil and lived through that terrible, terrible time. And of course, the people who didn't live through it, the people who died because of it, and just using it as a bar motif, bit tacky. But that's me. I'm a bit tacky, really. So apologies, I'm a bit tacky. But it didn't even occur to me how blasé I was until someone for whom it there was a personal element said no fuck that. And I was like, oh yeah, actually I completely get why you're saying fuck that, and I'm sorry for my lack of sensitivity. So if Stalin was a backstabber, he was a front stabber too. Stalin was just a stab everywhere kind of guy. With Trotsky, it was a stab him in the head with an ice pick. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the relative merits of Trotsky. I just remember not growing up, I was an adult in Sydney, my 20s, hanging out with anarchists, and the most annoying communist apologists were the Trotskyites. And so it was always fun to wind them up. And I know one reason the anarchists hated Trotsky is because when there was an uprising of ship workers at Gdansk, Trotsky just made it clear he's going to machine gun everyone who didn't obey what the Central Party said. And these guys were striking and saying, hey, you all betrayed the idea of revolution. We just traded one group of people in power for another group of people in power. And Trotsky made it clear he would just machine gun everyone if they didn't go back to work. So he was a shithead. So a friend of mine, when he wanted to wind up the Trotskyites, would do a little riddle. I was like, why did Trotsky get stabbed in the head with an ice pick? Answer, because he was a fucking trot. He deserved it. That would upset the Trotskyites, basically. But then again, I think they were quite easy to upset because they were living in somewhat of a fantasy world, and that's just the way it is. All right, so we're going to have now. I'm going to open. I'm doing an unboxing from Starwood. Fragile. But they have this neat box. There's a thing I have to tear off. I'll do that in a minute. I'm just going to finish the thing I'm drinking. And then I'm going to unbox that. Justin got back to Canberra after having surgery in Melbourne. I hope the surgery went well. I hope you're feeling okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Safa, if people die under every system, but yes, the extremism of the Soviets and, for that matter, the Chinese communists killed millions. And globally, capitalism, particularly over the centuries, have killed many, many, many millions of people. So yes, systems where the small number of people get to exert power over a large number of people seem like a super bad idea based on the evidence. All right, I'm going to get a little shot glass to drink. Whoa, will I do the unboxing first? They got this neat boxing. Just like tear this off. And it's like, tear that off. And then lift this bit. Is that dotted lines? Yes. Yes, there we go. An ad for Starwood, new old-fashioned. Ooh, it's going to get repackaged soon. Into arguably better packaging. Okay. So that's my order. And there we have it. Starwood ginger beer. It's a ginger beer cask finish. What's this? Oh, did I get a shot glass? Fucking hell, I got a burner shot glass. Nice. We're going to keep this and post it. Ooh, actually, I should do the Instagram-y thing and post it before I open it. Shot glass. I got a shot glass. Oh no, it's a sample. I thought it was a shot glass I threw in. It's a sample of something. It's the old fashioned, the new old fashioned, just a single serving. That's cute. I thought it was a shot glass. I'm not complaining. Little free sample of the new old fashioned. Oh dear. Would it shock you as a Russian you don't trust communists? Justin, communists killed more than fascists. I feel like you're discounting the number of people exterminated by the Nazis. The fascist death toll in the 20th century, I think, is somewhere around 15 million people. And see, the difference is that's through extermination and war. Most of the people, and it's an unacceptable number of people, most of the people killed by communists were killed by famine. And there's some argument as to whether it was deliberate or mismanagement, but it's inexcusable either way. All right, this is a neat slogan they have here. All right, that'll do. And if you want to do a long enough timeline, go back a couple hundred years, capitalism and colonialism killed tens of millions of people. In fact, we will never know exactly how many people were killed by colonialism. Justin, aren't the communists the major opposition party in Russia? I don't think so, but I also don't know. Putin's not real good at allowing opposition, so I don't even know what opposition party. So this is a single malt whiskey from the Starwood Distillery. Ooh, 48%. Nice. Finished in ginger beer casks. So I assume it's got some ginger beer characteristics, which we'll soon find out. I'm just going to get a shot glass. Alrighty. All right. So Safa, who's in a better position to know, he says the communists are a puppet party. It's just the oldies vote for them. All right. It's a nice color. It's a lovely color. Smells really good. I think I can smell some ginger on it. Anyway, tasty time. Taste it as is, and then I'll put some ice in it. How do they describe it on the packet? Ginger Beer Cask Project has garnered a bit of a cult-like following, and we're not surprised. This one's a belter, a delicious union of our Apero and red wine barreled aged single malt whiskies, finished in casks that previously held our distillery brewed ginger beer. Loaded with citrus peel and spicy ginger. It's a zesty little number with aromas of dark chocolate and orange. Little signature from David Vitale, the founder of Starwood. There you go. Stella, officially unemployed. Just had your last day. Well, cheers to release. I say, it'll be better for you. And I am trying my new limited edition. Will they describe it again? Ginger beer cask finished whiskey. It's initially very sweet, and it's got that really lingering spicy whiskey. It's good. Oh, Salumi, I want cookies. I want cookies so much. Oh, yeah, Safra, I saw that thing about the Telstra fund. They got fined $50 million for unconscionable conduct to Indigenous communities. Scumbags. Right. The ice melt. Open it up a bit, as the saying goes. It's got a little bit spicy on the nose, like the sort of Christmas pudding spices. Stella, you got your order in for the ginger beer whiskey. Should arrive soon. I'm sure the mail's a bit delayed. You in the middle of nowhere. Oh, so okay, Raiders. What this is a Starward single malt whiskey. So this is whiskey they've distilled and aged in their distillery here in Melbourne, and then they decided they came up with a blend of their own malts, and then they finished it. So they aged it for a while longer in barrels that had previously brewed ginger beer, so it absorbs some of that ginger beer element. And apparently they do it every year or so, and it's always very popular. But this is the first year I've been into it, and so I got some. Man, that is pretty good. Like I said, the initial on the tip of the tongue is really sweet. Goes down easy, I'll tell you that much. And there's that really lingering warm whiskey. And yeah, like I said, that sort of Christmas pudding spices, like not hot spices, the stuff, you know, that you put in a Christmas pud. I thought it did have a bit of ginger beer on the nose. It's maybe a tiny bit in the taste. It's pretty good. I mean, and I guess, yeah, ginger in the Christmas pud as well. I guess that it's added to that. So what they're saying is the whiskies were originally aged in they Starward source Australian used barrels. The whiskies were originally aged in barrels that had Apera, which is Australian sherry, and what was the other one? Red wine. So the whiskey's taken on some of those sherry and red wine flavors, and then when they've selected their final blend, they've finished that in ginger beer casks to take on some of that. Oh God, Safa, I should not have a whiskey talk show. There are serious whiskey nerds who have whiskey talk shows. Stella, it is pretty good. And again, to upset whiskey nerds, I'm going to make a couple cocktails with it. I think I'll make a whiskey sour with it. This will be my experiment with fire, and I'll make the foam separately with my overproof rum and try and set it on fire because I'm a madman. Still, you want a whiskey from Tasmania? Still waiting for that. Shieldsy, you pour a bit of this on a Christmas cake or a Christmas pud, let it soak in. Fuck yes. Absolutely. That is pretty good. I think that's going to make some real good cocktails, that one. You know, this is another one. See, I said I was fashion parading again. This is one of my new retro shirts. This is just abstract design. There's no pictures on this. I like this one. I got 3. I've so many of them on order. 3 more arrived in the mail today. I got this one a week or 2 ago. I don't think I've worn it on the stream. I'm not sure. But yeah, I got 3 more today. I like to wash them before I wear them because, fuck knows. I think they use formaldehyde in factories to stop moth from eating them. So I'm just going to be fashion parading for the next week with my new shirts. Really nice ones arrived today. There's another one that should arrive in the next week or so. It's actually a cocktail-themed one. It's got cocktail glasses on it. And then I ordered some more from another site. And I got some for my lad and some for me. So there'll be another. So I think I've got enough of these shirts now. I've got like 10 of them. By the time all the orders come in, I'll have like 10 of these retro shirts, which is probably enough. But I like them. I think they're really cool. So, and considering I've just been wearing T-shirts forever, so to wear an actual button shirt's a fun novelty. So I reckon I'm going to make a whiskey sour with this. I might actually, rather than use juice, I might. This one. This has been sitting around for a while. Should use it. Is that okay? That's okay. That's okay. It's got to taste it and make sure it's okay. Ooh, see, I worried it's fermenting. It made a little noise when I opened it. No, it tastes fucking fantastic. What's that? Nope, that tastes really good. All right. I'm going to make a whiskey sour. I'm going to make this foam. Do I want to put it on ice? That's the question. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Or maybe. Ooh, decisions. Right, do you think I'll do a Morrison impersonation in Hawaii this Christmas? Maybe. Stella, you won a whiskey from the Bulklarich, who knows, distillery. Yeah, these shirts are very sort of holiday lounge bar type shirts. Could wear them to Vegas. I think I could wear these to Vegas. They would very much suit a trip to Vegas. Right, you bloody well, right. I don't think I even have to shake this if I'm just doing that. I'm just going to fucking stir it in the glass. We get my jigger to measure stuff. And, right. Right, you want this, and I want a cocktail shaker. Cocktail shaker. This and this. Egg. I want an egg. Gotta get an egg. Oh, plastic in this cup, I think. That'll do. That'll do. Just gotta get a container to put this in. So not going to use the yolk, though maybe I should. I don't think I should use the yolk. Right. Right, you bloody well right. You think that distillery is pronounced Brocklady? That mate, yeah, Brocklady. Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. That looks like it should be pronounced broccolato. I think you're right. Right. So, first, got to separate the egg white. Oops. Oops, I broke the yolk. The fuck? That's okay. Little bit of yolk will not hurt. Might even help what I'm doing. But I made a big fucking mess. And I need to clean it up. Just a sec. Spilled a bunch of egg white here. I just want to clean that up. Because I'm a messy boy. But I got to be clean. All right. Until that egg white off the top. Oh, gassy. Right. So that's that. Broke the yolk. It's just all goop. I'll put that in the frigidage. All right. So, shaker. Some sugar I need to put in this. So put the egg white in. Put half an ounce of this high octane rum in. Now, as for the actual whiskey, I'm going to go to rinse this, get the egg white out of it. All right. So, my sweet and sour mix in there. And put 2 ounces of this in here. Yes, Shieldsy, hopefully I won't break the glass. That would be embarrassing. All right. Stir with my finger. Now, sugar. The suggestion was I put a little bit of sugar in this. Like the rum's cooking the egg white a bit. Oh my fucking God. Fuck me sideways. So I didn't break a glass, but I just broke something in the pantry. This is going to need a bit of a stream, people. Some cleaning up to do. Big bits of glass and little bits of glass. Da, 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 da. Right, get the big bits of glass out of the way. One of those things, you just got to keep finding bits of glass around the kitchen. This is annoying on a number of levels. damn it. There you go. Okay, well that fucked my plans up, honestly. Jesus. Right. That's just absolutely fucked my plans up. What's this? Okay. Going to use some different sugar, and I don't know if this will work. So, yes. Right. Okay. So that pissed me off on a number of levels. First, all the sugar I was going to use is now fucked. Second, I broke a big thing. Third, I made a mess. And there's always little bits of glass around the kitchen. Fourth, that was sugar that we'd had vanilla pods in it to give it a little vanilla flavor. And it's too dangerous to try and save the vanilla pods because there could have been shards of glass in it. So I just had to throw it all out. So I'm all sorts of pissed off, basically. So... All right, a little bit of sugar. I actually think that rum is cooking that egg white. This could be diabolically bad. Anyway, got to shake this really hard. Need it to be really foamy. This could be a terrible idea. Yeah, I have really, really bad doubts about this. I feel like this is going to be a huge waste. Actually, I'm not putting this in my drink. I think it's going to fuck the drink. What I'm going to do, a little ceramic plate. All right. Just going to see if this would burn. It's like, we don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Ooh, okay, that's just goop. So it was a very good move to not put that on my drink, because that would have ruined the drink. But this is just goop. My big question is, will it burn? I don't think it's burning. No, it's not burning. 100% method. Put your hand in there. Does your hand catch on fire? No. Okay. So the dude who gave me the idea of putting sugar in is a fucking clown. So I'm just going to drink my drink. Oh, well, I guess that's the nature of experiments. They don't always work. Big fail. I have my drink now. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Woo. The ginger beer whiskey with my sweet and sour mix. So that leaves us to probably do another experiment and just make a normal whiskey sour and see if I can float the high octane stuff on the top, which was my original idea. And set it on fire. So you look rich drinking the drink. That's fucking great. That's fucking great. This is a pretty good whiskey. But just so it's kind of a sour. It's a sour. It's a sour citrus mix, sweet and sour citrus mix with whiskey. It's fucking great. Okay, I'm gonna tip that. Like, I don't know. It's semi-solid. It's like a little jellyfish on the plate now. Half cooked it. Like a caramel thing. All right, just chucking this in the bin. Wasted half a shot of my rum. Actually, what does it taste like? Yep, that just kind of slid off the plate whole. There's a big fucking plant. Oh, my hand's a bit sticky. So I'm just going to go clean my hand. It's like still a bit of egg white residue there as well. I'll just get rid of that. Right. Well, now I've got that shits. So for a cocktail's bad in the daytime. That's up to you. I think the question is day drinking bad. Everything in moderation, really. Raiders found another distillery, New Norfolk, a rum distiller an hour out of Hobart. Sounds nice. Man, that's good. And it's like bringing out the little spicy notes in this whiskey. So now, because I put the sweetener in here, now it's really tasting like a Christmas pud or a Christmas cake. Oof, Stella, you went to Ireland. Winter sky was incredible blue. All down to light passing through more atmosphere to get to your eye. There you go. Yes, because the sky is not really blue, because there's not a thing there. Yes, it is about the light and whatnot. I definitely need to go to Ireland. I have been to England and Scotland. Need to go to Ireland. Last trip I was going to, but then things didn't quite work out, which is a bit of a bummer. But definitely got to go to Ireland at some point. Probably, won't be for a year or two because of COVID. But we live in things. I just wanted to show you the little, it's like a little poem type thing they have on the inside of the bottle, and it says, "Conformists read down." And if you read this down, it says, "Follow the rules. Do not, above all else, challenge the status quo. And most importantly, do what everyone else does. You should never try anything out of the ordinary. It would be blasphemous if you didn't adhere to age-old tradition. We thrive when we do not question everything." But then they say, "The bold read up." If you read it up, it says, "Question everything. We thrive when we do not adhere to old tradition. It would be blasphemous if you didn't try anything out of the ordinary. You should never do what everyone else does, and most importantly, challenge the status quo. Above all else, do not follow the rules. That's cute. That's quite cute. I like that. Nice little touch on their packaging. Shizzy, making love to my drink. That's the line from the Billy Joel song, isn't it? The Piano Man. There's an old man in the corner next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. This is Angry making love to his whiskey. Whiskey sour. Oh my God, it's good. It's good. But the whiskey's good, and this stuff that I made is good too. So a pair of them together, good. So does that sell pollution, thermal variability, latitude, all difference in perception of light from the sky? True. I mean, that's where you get Los Angeles, because they had such a problem with petrochemical smog. They would get these trippy as fuck sunsets that were purple and blue, and that was just because of the amount of pollution they had. Not great, really. Yeah, great. You got unique sunsets. And it's like, you got unique sunsets because of the rather extreme amount of pollution. Okay, Jesus. Stuff whiskey too good to fall asleep with. You don't want to use, and I've been guilty of it in the past when I've been in a not great way, but you really don't want alcohol to be what knocks you out and sends you to sleep, because that's a very bad sign on a number of levels, but also you get very poor quality sleep on alcohol. It might make you lose consciousness, but you have very poor quality sleep. Raiders, the voice of experience. It's not a great idea to still be drinking in a Melbourne pub at 7 a.m. Christmas morning if you want to make it to family lunch. That's quite the adventure. That sounds like quite the adventure. I'm not sure that that's a completely legal adventure as well, but good for you. So I'm trying to decide whether to... No, I'm going to save it. I'm not going to drink any more booze. I don't want to have my baby new old fashioned. It's so cute. Maybe want to have that. Maybe with a spritz. My friend Sam gave me these lemons. They're actually, I think they're a type of lemon that's a hybrid with mandarins. They're called lemonades. They're sweeter than normal lemons. See, Safi, you're asking the question I was asking myself. Surely the bar should have been closed. That's why I said I suspect Raiders was having a not completely legal adventure by drinking till 7 a.m. Christmas morning. Maybe not. Who knows? Not pointing fingers, but sounds a bit criminal. So I've now got 3 rare limited editions from Starboard. I've got this, the Mesquite Smoked Whiskey, and the Dolce, which is was finished in dessert wine barrels. Dolce meaning sweet. Oh, the Carlton on Burke Street, Raiders' dive. Yeah. Yeah, they've tried to make that like an upmarket thing. It's really expensive now, I think. Going vegan, 7 in the morning is a Don Walker song, Sitting at the Bar. Don Walker was a good songwriter. For those who don't know him, he was one of the songwriters for Cold Chisel, 80s. Toby, hello. Toby, you saw notifications on Twitch and YouTube, but you haven't seen one on Facebook and ages. It's just really weird. There was like nobody in the stream for the longest time, which is really weird. Stella, you love lemonade lemons, the bomb. Your mum had one. Lemons the size of grapefruit. Well, these ones vary in size. Not grapefruit size though. Ha! Raiders, that was the only pub open after being kicked out of Crown. Good lord. Yeah, I think I know one or two bars that stay open, but not on Christmas, I don't think. Could be wrong. I know a bunch that stay open till 3. I know a couple that stay open till 7. But yeah, I'm not sure that they do it on Christmas. The lyric, cowhugging vegan, a cold grey Saturday coming in under the door. Yes. Lock-ins are a whole different thing, Graders. Yes, in Irish pubs. Again, I think technically not legal. But yeah, lock-in, for those who don't know, is when they close the doors and pretend they're closed, but they don't throw anyone out who's inside. Metal Maniac Matt, my favorite bar. There are just so many good ones. And I know there's some really good ones that I've never been to because in the CBD, I don't go out that much. A couple of my favorite places didn't make it through COVID, which is really sad. Oh yes, Cuddles to Celtic King. Which are the ones I like? Bar Americano, Bar Ampere, the one I mentioned earlier, Berlin Bar, is fun. The Loot Bar, Gin Palace. There's another gin one's called 1608 or something. But there are a bunch of good bars in Melbourne. So your mum's lemonade tree was 4 meters tall, a monster. You've got a baby. We've got a baby lemon tree. It's growing 2 lemons. They're really small at the moment, but it's growing 2 lemons. Right, did you like the skinny dog in queue? But yeah, the thing. See, I don't even know. I know a couple in the city. I don't go out to bars very much, and like I said, a couple of my used to more go out to restaurants that did cocktails, and a couple of my favorites, as I said, did not make it through COVID, which is pretty sad. And I don't mean in the sense, I don't get to go to my favorite place. I like the people in the places, and the fact that they had to close down was kind of sucky. Or another one, Mrs. Angry and I have gone to a couple of times in the city. It's called, I've got this static electricity. This is like, that's not sticky. It's just static. I keep trying to put it down, and the static electricity makes it jump up and stick to my finger. And it's just like, that's not sticky at all. It's just, so come on, stop it. Stop it. Behave. There. Ridiculous. Toby, the bars in Melbourne are pretty good. And there are a lot of them. So where do you think Crown closes at midnight? I thought Crown was 24 hours, but I don't know. Stella, is the Toff still there in Elizabeth Street? Used to go swing dancing there. I honestly don't know. It doesn't sound that familiar, but again, I'm not really in the scene. All right, I'm going to put my little new old-fashioned. They gave me as a cute little bonus. There's this tiny, cute little bottle that I have no use for. That I'll just. How much is that? 50 mils. 50 mils. I'm gonna do a spritz from one of the lemonades. Get my veggie peeler, fruit peeler. Oh, might even put the peel in the drink as a garnish. Vegan, you get static from your dressing gowns. Shoot sparks in the dark. That's spectacular. Okay, that's pretty simple. My little peel. Brip that on the top. Want the oils to come out. Rub it around the edge. And just drop it in the drink. Yeah, there's nice lemon oil things. Matt, yeah, Crown are in shit at the moment, definitely. Oh, yes, okay, Raiders, they close midnight Christmas Eve. Yes, that would make sense. So Stella, they're probably talking about was in the same building as Cookie. Yep, see, I don't go out often enough to know whether those things are there. Oh, fuck, that's good. This little thingy, my little sample bottle, the Starwood New Old Fashioned, won an award, a global award, global competition for best premix cocktail. Very yummy. Still, you have a satin dressing gown that does the sparks from the static. Yeah. Yes, static electricity, hell of a thing. All right, so I think I'm going to do another experiment tomorrow night to see if I can make that burning foam thing happen. Because the idea of putting sugar and that thing in a foam just turned it into sludge. That was a terrible idea. I'm going to have to admonish the guy who suggested it to me and say that was a terrible idea. So I'm just going to make it normally with the foam on top and then see if I can float the high octane booze on top and set it on fire. Oh yes, Arthur, party night tomorrow night, definitely. Abigail was talking about coming over, actually. I have to find out if she still intends to do that. That's a spicy little number. Oof. Who used to do that thing, speaking of static electricity, the thing they used at the school science labs to show you static electricity, the Van de Graaff generator, this thing with the belts and the thing, and it would generate static electricity. And you could do a thing if you put your hand on it, your hair would go with the static electricity, and then you go around threatening everyone that you're going to zap them. You could get quite a painful spark from a Van de Graaff generator. Ooh, Raiders, there are some good bars in North. There are good bars everywhere. Northcote, Fitzroy, Chapel Street has got a couple good. But I'm going bar crawling on Chapel Street on Saturday night. There's a few good looking bars along there. But yeah, there are just a lot of good bars. So it's yeah, there's a lot to explore. Carrigan vegan, do you remember the Van de Graaff generator? Scared the shit out of you. Yeah, it's a bit of one. So Lumi, there are in fact a couple of nerdy bars. One with all the video games in it is trying to remember what it's called. Been there a couple of times, but there's a couple that are like sports gaming themed. GGEZ is one. There's at least one more, and Beta Bar was a theme night that I think shut down. Oh, Mjolnir is good. Mjolnir is a Norse themed place. I think you can just go there for a drink. I went there once for dinner and drinks with Mrs. Angry. The food and drinks are good at Mjolnir. Game Bar in Mill. Bartronica, that's the one I was trying to think of. Bartronica. And then there's Lucky and Sons in Melbourne Central. But Bartronica has not just old school arcade games to put money in. They have the consoles. You can play the consoles in there. So yes, looking at this list, there's GGEZ, which is a sports gaming themed bar. Storyville. Oh no, this is not a game. Storyville is a fun sort of fantasy themed bar, basically. Oh yes, Holy Moly's I haven't gone there. That's a mini golf themed bar. Bartronica, I mentioned. Tokasan in Prawn. What's that? Awarded Melbourne's best new bar in 2017. Japanese bar restaurant. Fun drinks and karaoke. Karaoke's a fucking worry. I don't know that one, but I knew the other four. But yes, also Storyville, the one I mentioned that has very weird fantasy game theming. It's one that stays open till 7 a.m. So yes. Matt, I have not been to Boston Subs. I've not heard of Boston Subs. I don't know where that is. Man, that's a tasty little number, that new old fashioned. And I mean, the only reason I don't buy another bottle of that, like, they have a bottle of it, was it 500 mils for $50? And that's like, depending how generous you are, that's like 8 cocktails for $50. And it's good quality. It is good quality. If you want to next level it, peel of orange, spritz the oils on, wipe it around, just makes it even better. But yeah. Raiders, Brunswick Street, Clifton Hill into Westgate, finish Northcote at Lambs. Oh, for the kebabs at some ungodly hour. Is that what we're talking about? Rounding off the night with kebabs. Matt, if you're doing Chapel Street, go to Boston Subs, ask to go in the freezer. Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Is it still there? Let me check. Boston Subs. Through the cool room door. All right, so like it's a sub shop, as in a sandwich shop. Windsor into Chapel Street, Boston Subs. Kid in Boston, they have subs and poutine. Open up the cool room door behind the sandwich counter. Secret entrance to a hidden cocktail bar. Jungle Boy. All right, I'll try and remember that, actually. "96 Chapel Street. Windsor." Wait, where is it? Good night's killing time. Wait. Where is it? Looking at the map. Tokyo Tuna, Freddy, Jalisco, which I went last time I was there. Jalisco Mexican's really good. So it's next to Hawker Hall. Okay. I'll try and remember to go there because I was just going to walk down Chapel Street and go places. And I have heard of that one and I haven't been there. So I'd like to go there. Ooh, Salimi's got cookie dough turning into cookies. Nice. Raiders trying to remember Chapel Street nightclubs from the 90s. Vague memories. Yeah, if Lambs is gone, Raiders, there'll be another kebab place. Get a halal snack packet, 4 a.m. Just what you need, he said sarcastically. Man, that is a real okay. I'm just saying it. The Starwood New Old Fashioned is a really good drink. It's just like it's whiskey and it's with a sweetener and they're house-made bitters and they got really sort of aromatic, spicy bitters. And again, not spice like Mexican spice, It's the stuff like, it's cardamom and stuff like that. The baking spices in the bitters. Very nice. Very nice. The only reason I don't get that is because I've got lots of whiskeys. I like making my own old fashioned whiskey, bitters, sugar syrup. Yeah, boy. Love good old fashioned, and I've got lots of good whiskeys for making it with. This, in fact, the new one, the ginger beer cask, make a good old fashioned with that. I have to think what bitters would go best with it, actually. I've got like 10 sorts of bitters over there. Go and decide which one would make the best old fashioned with that. What was the nightclub in Chapel with the slushy machines? I don't know. The only old nightclub I remember on Chapel Street is Revolver. I went to in the 90s. That's the only one I remember from the 90s, which I think is still there, actually. I think Revolver is still there. That's a very loud nightclub. I saw the Avalanches. I saw the Avalanches live at Revolver, and this is back when they released their first album, Since I Left You. So that was old, and it was really weird because a friend from Sydney came down, and he came to stay with me and my girlfriend at the time, and said, "Okay, John, what do you want to do?" And he said, "Oh, it would be awesome if we could go and see the Avalanches." And I went, "Oh, what?" And he didn't know if they were playing. And I go, "Dude, what are the chances, that the weekend you come up, the Avalanches are playing?" And just looked up the gig guide, and the Avalanches were playing at Revolver. And I was like, "Oh, holy shit, they're here, dude. Let's go." And so we went and saw the Avalanches at Revolver. So after, do I get free honey from the bees? Which bees? You have to have a hive to get honey from the bees. Dr. Kirsten, the distillery where she works in Sydney, Archie Rose, they have their own beehives on top of the distillery to get honey for their distilling. Australian distillers, man, into sustainability. You tell, okay, the way I am, you tell this is a good one because every time I have a sip of it, I'm just reminded, like, fuck me, that is a fucking good drink. It is. Is Byron St Kilda near Wesley still there? The old Bluestone building, German Beer Hill. Do not know. Don't know. Doesn't sound familiar, but I don't go there often enough to be sure. I like going at the Windsor end of Chapel Street. That's for the last 10 years or so. That's been the vibrant end of Chapel Street. It used to be the shit end. 20 years ago, it was the shit end of Chapel Street. But for the last 10 years or so, it's been the vibrant end of Chapel Street. It's where all the good stuff is, good cafes, restaurants, and bars. So intend on going to a couple of places on Saturday night. One place we're going for dinner, which sounds good. I want to, ideally, get to 3. I just want to have one drink in 3 different bars over the course of the evening. I don't want to drink a lot. Don't want to get shit-faced. Just over the course of the evening, ideally, I want to go to at least 2, but preferably 3 different bars and get a drink and see what it's like. But, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. Actually, to check something, someone was supposed to send me something, and I don't know if they did, because no, I didn't get it. I didn't get it, but that's okay. I'll check again in the morning. I'm supposed to be getting a farewell present for my boss who's leaving work, and someone was meant to put money in my account so I could get it, and it's not there. So I have to check again in the morning. Right, the same thing happened in Smith Street. The ending Victoria got heaps better with the influx of shopping tours down the other end. Yeah, that's how it goes. Yes, I was trying to get that out, and oh, sorry, that's old icing that's been sitting in the fridge for a month. And you probably heard the noise. I was trying to get that sugar out, and there was a thing of milk powder jammed on top of it, and when I dislodged it, the thing fell out and just went smasharoo.
Ah, okay. Oh dear.
And I think I got it all up. Carrigan being as Raider said, yeah, the track lounge is Toorak Road. That's a long way away from where I'm going to be. I actually know where that is. It's a long way away from where I'm going to be. So I'm going to be hovering around the Windsor and Chapel. Oh yeah, so if you're going to the supermarket, we would need some caster sugar and potentially a container to put it in because it's gone bye-byes. So, yeah, it's fun. I mean, what Mrs. Angry and I used to do, because we used to live quite close to Chapel Street, and we just wander up there and go, let's just wander in and stop at a place that looks good. But we've booked somewhere specific on Saturday, but besides the specific place where we're going for dinner, I want to sort of randomly stop in. Did you hear that? That was Mimsy saying, "Do something for me. I demand to be acknowledged." Bloody cat, honestly. Carrigan V, you liked that the track nightclub sound-wise. That was the joke around there that you call place track because it's Toorak, or Pran, P-R-A-N, because it's in Paran. Because that's just how locals pronounce things. They didn't say Toorak, they said track, and they didn't say Paran, they say Pran. All right, now I should drink some water. Let's have some water. I have another experiment. I guess I'll be unveiling on tomorrow night's live stream. As a preview, I'll be going for making clear shit. Good one. Making clear ice in this big container. But I was mentioning this earlier, following a suggestion from a YouTube channel, Vlad Slicker Bartender, Eastern European guy who does things, and he said, yeah, use like purple cabbage, pour hot water on it, you get purple water, and turn that into ice, and it's cool because it slowly melts into the drink and changes the color of the drink. And I thought, I'm going to do the clear ice thing and see what happens, but it's black. It's fucking black, and so I can't tell when it's frozen all the way, so I just have to leave it for a really long time. I put this in the freezer yesterday afternoon. So probably not frozen properly yet. So I'm going to leave it till tomorrow night and then try and get it out. And I'm very intrigued to see what the ice is going to look. Might look like shit, but it might look good. I'm kind of hopeful it's going to look good. Cowhogan V saw Barnsey at track a few times. Very impressed. Well, met a man called Barnsey. Raiders, yes, Track's the Toorak Village. And the bar Cowhagen Vegan's talking about, the Track Lounge, is in Toorak Village. Yes. So yes, that you are in fact correct. The track is in Turak Village. Yeah, very long time since I've been there, and it's quite a long way from where I'm going to be on Saturday night. Oh no, Salumi, your baking would be stressful if Opie would stop helping. You just potentially you just missed. Um, uh, Mimsy was just making terrible noises, demanding to be paid attention to. So I feel what you're saying. Um, I don't know if I mentioned on the last live stream. Uh, on the weekend, my YouTube friend Tamaya come over to make a video doing a collab, and it was a cocktail tasting video. It's in casual mode. I was in like one of these shirts in the backyard rather than my usual bartender outfit because it was in the backyard. It was a casual time. I was wearing one of these shirts and uh, making multiple daiquiris with different sugar syrup to see if we could taste the difference. And while we were doing it, the magpie that has befriended me lately decided to come in. And so Tamir and I were standing there talking with it. I had a little table set up, we're doing stuff. And behind me, there's a little step ladder. The magpie, who I call Jessie, just decided to sit on there. And so she's perfectly framed between us two humans. I swear it looks like I staged it, but this magpie just wanders in and sits there and then occasionally warbles. And most notably, right at the end of the video when we're saying goodbye, the magpie starts warbling. And it's like, yep, goodbye from Jessie as well. People are going to think that I did it deliberately, but it was pure luck. So, hugging vegan, you met Barnsey once. He came across as very social and genuine. Most people say good things about meeting Barnsey, actually. Raiders, you went to Madonna nights at the track. Kids today don't know who she is. I think most people know who Madonna is, but I completely get what you're saying about. It's like, again, trying to explain to kids that I saw the Avalanches live in the 90s. That was weird. Where did that go? It's just having a fun. Okay, I think the static electricity is finally worn out. That's good. Or has it? No. It was. I don't think it'll show up. It was doing this really funny thing. And now it's just sticking to my finger, no matter what I do. It's just hilarious because it's not actually sticky. Remember before people understood static electricity, what the fuck they thought was happening when static electricity started doing its shit. Okay, get off. Oh, I think drinking a little bit of water before bedtime is a good thing. I am trying to make friends with my magpie friend, Cowhugging Vegan. Step one, she comes back most days. Also, she disappeared for 2 days, but then came back today. And I feed her. And so, yeah, my master plan is to get her relaxed to the point where she'll eat out of my hand. And then to the point that she's my companion and she'll, sit on my shoulder and go around with me. That's the ultimate goal, to have them just be walking around with a magpie on my shoulder. I have not seen Penguin. I'm not sure what that is. Yes, Salumi, I think static electricity may have been regarded as witchcraft at certain points in the past. Because it does seem to defy reality, quite honestly. So it's a thing. I love my little blowtorch. I've got to do more things with it. going to do experiment again tomorrow night to try and get the burning drink happening. I think more alcohol means the drink's lighter. I'm sure that's how it works. So if I make a whiskey sour with a foamy top and then try and float the high octane stuff on the top and set it on fire, I feel like that should work. I don't know if it actually will, but I feel like it should work. Yes, that's what this is really for, Salumi. It's a kitchen torch. It's making things like creme brulee and whatnot. I got it a little while ago because I actually like smoked cocktails. You either get things like a herb like rosemary or one. There's rosemary in the garden. I could do a nice rosemary, particularly what I was talking about, old-fashioned, how much I love old-fashioned. Smoked old-fashions are great, whether they're made with whiskey, rum, or tequila or whatever. You burn some herbs, whether that be like, I've got this rosemary in the garden. Use a cinnamon stick, burn a cinnamon stick, and then you like invert your glass over it to have all the smoke in there. Then you mix the drink. Then when you're ready, then you turn the glass over and pour the drink in. And then you got all the smoke swirling in the drink. Makes for a very nice drink. So that was kind of the main thing I got this for, to make smoked cocktails. But to wish, there are kits you can get now where they give you tiny little wood chips of different flavored woods, like different aromatic woods, and you burn them and use them to smoke the drink. Abigail, hello. Still doing the party night tomorrow night. Do you want to come over for party night tomorrow night? Because I'm up for it. If you're up for it, that's a thing we could do. Most deaf, as the hip hop crew say. So if you're up for it, that is absolutely a thing we can do tomorrow night. Oh no, Slimmy, your cookies are melting. It's do that thing where you cook the cookies and they expand. What time should be here? Oh, look, whenever you want. I'll be home. I am actually going into the office tomorrow for a farewell lunch for my boss. It's really weird when your boss quits and you're still there. So I'm going to have a different boss. But yeah, I'll be back in the early afternoon. Like I'll be back by 4. Come over anytime. Either come just for the stream or come a bit earlier. We could get pizza or something. I don't know what your dietary situation is now. Just, I guess, let me know when you're on your way. So when your old pans kinks up and you forgot now they slid together. Yeah. So, yeah, I forget. Like, this is a funny thing. I was talking about making the cocktail video with one of my YouTube friends, Tamea, and one of the sugar syrups I made was milk clarified. And I say, oh, this last one's milk clarified. And she says, does that mean it has milk in it? It's not vegan? And I went, oh, God, are you vegan? I should have asked. What sort of jerk doesn't ask? And she's like, oh, mostly vegan, but I don't mind. I said, well, yeah, okay, this one actually has milk product in it. So I lose track over who has what dietary requirements. So, yeah, Abigail, if you're up for coming over around dinner time, that's cool. If you want to come over for just the stream, that's cool. I'll be home probably from 3 or 4 o'clock. So, yes. So yeah, that's it. I'll be home from 3 or 4 o'clock, and yeah, 6 sounds good. 6 sounds excellent. And yeah, you either get your own dinner or we can get some dinner or whatever. Be good. That'll be fun. Having a bit of live in person thing. You could, if you're so interested, you could try my new limited edition ginger beer cask Starward whiskey, which I think is quite nice. But I guess, if you like ginger and that type of flavor. Raiders, you had wind up high voltage earth leakage testers at trade school. Produce a 10,000 volt charge. Applying them to fellow students' gene rivets was common. Holy shit. Man, don't we all do weird and dumb shit? So, Abigail, you've had a couple of hard chronic fatigue days. Did visit AZ on Wednesday. He's of high spirits. That's nice. And it's A, nice you visited him. B, nice he's in high spirits. So, that's good. So yeah, hopefully you don't have too much drama with chronic tomorrow, either chronic fatigue or chronic pain tomorrow. Oh my God, aren't we a bunch? The angry bunch. Everyone's got something going on. My favorite thing is because all the various friends I have on social media who are always posting stuff about autistic life, ADHD life, and like they'll post social media, autism means feeling today, and I'm going, yeah, mood, and they go, wait, hang on a sec, and someone will go, oh yeah, ADHD means that, and I go, yeah, what? Ooh, geez, wait, it's just like, oh, maybe I'm identifying a lot with you now. And not just in an empathy sense. It's like, no, experience. That's an experience that I can understand. Abigail, so we only propositioned you twice. And yes, Stella, we're all falling to bits. It's a real thing. We're all falling to bits. See, I'm just bad thoughts that occur to me. This wrap that was around the top of the whiskey is that some sort of metal, slightly thick. I've got this blowtorch and I think, man, I want to fucking melt this and see what I can turn it into. Would probably just make the kitchen smell really bad though, so I won't do it. Although I might save it and do some depraved experiment in the backyard with it tomorrow. Don't want to do it in the kitchen. Don't want to make the kitchen smell really bad. But I actually do want to see if I can melt it. And you could maybe cast it into something. Yes, I think you're right, Stella. I think only being propositioned twice is AZ a little under the weather, or he would have propositioned Abigail several more times. Oh my God, that's a thing, Abigail. The more you the more you figure out how to manage fibro pain, the more you run into problems with chronic fatigue. Ugh. And look, and the whole fucking world, the number of people who've had COVID who are going to have long-term problems with fatigue and other health complications. The world for the next fucking 5 years is going to be a bit fucking weird, quite honestly. It's going to be a really significant change, and I don't think we fully appreciate just how much of a change it's going to be. Safi, your mum has memory loss from arthritis. All sorts of strange things can happen to us physiologically and psychologically from various illnesses. Human bodies are really fucking complicated things, and we don't fully understand all the ins and outs of them, much as we'd like to pretend we know everything. We just don't. We just don't. So, so Safari, your mum, it's from the meds she takes for arthritis. She had memory loss. Yeah, I can see that. Saloomi's making the cookies. Yeah, I knocked over the sugar container and it went bye-bye. Wah. So for COVID's not going away ever. COVID is going to become part of annual flu season. And so it would be doubly important to get an annual flu vaccination. Oh God, Stella, you had a doctor poking your belly. Not sure if the pain was latest illness or just fibro. Wah wah. Cowhacking Vegan was told by a psychologist that dyslexia is no longer recognized. It's regarded as part of ADHD spectrum. Sure. Okay, cool. That's an interesting one, Ray. There's a lottery in Ohio as an incentive for people to get vaccinated is offering offering special lottery tickets for people who've been vaccinated. Oh, why not? Sulima, you've had first AstraZeneca jab. Get your second one in June. I am booked in to get my first AstraZeneca next Tuesday. I don't know how long they're going to tell me to wait for the second one. I'll find out on Tuesday. I mean, I can look it up. I'm going in to see them. So I'll see them and get the pudunk and say, so when do I get the second one? And I'm sure they will tell me. But yes, I had my flu vax 2 weeks ago. Just normal flu vaccination. And the COVID's coming. Abigail, sounds weird. You don't have ADHD, but you have problems with dyslexia. So, Salima, you've been told 3 months. That doesn't sound right to me, but I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to do a Google search while we're talking. Is dyslexia ADHD? ADHD and dyslexia are different brain disorders, but they often overlap. 3 in 10 people with dyslexia also have ADHD. If you have ADHD, you're 6 times more likely than most people to have a learning disorder such as dyslexia. So, based on that, which is by no means conclusive, Cow-Hugging Vegan strongly suggests the psychologist told you incorrect information. Great big asterisk. Maybe that information I'm reading there is wrong. But I certainly haven't heard that thing you said. But again, big disclaimer, far from an expert. So who knows? So, Salima, your flu jab was way better this year. No sore arm or tightness. I didn't have any side effects. I mean, in terms of sore arm, if I poked the injection site for 2 days, I could feel it, but it wasn't sore otherwise. So yeah, I didn't have any complications from flu vaccine. We'll wait and see what happens with the COVID thing. As I said, the side effects range from nothing to very sore arm to flu-like symptoms, feeling like shit for a day or two. So it'll be interesting to see where I end up. I'm hoping at the nothing end of the spectrum. But yeah, if I feel bleh for a day or two, so be it. It's worth it. But you won't know till you get it done. Get it done. So Carrigan Vegan, that was mentioned to you in 2015, relatively recently. So yeah, it may or may not be correct. I don't know. A little bit I just read suggested it's not correct because it's not an absolute thing. But I definitely don't know. So, Salumi, you normally get fatigue and a sore arm for a flu jab. And for AstraZeneca, you need a 4-hour nap. Yeah, well, I'm going to be going into the office in the city on Tuesday when I get the AstraZeneca jab because the mass vaccination center is not far from where I work. And so I'll be going in there and I get the jab. And of course, they'll do the thing where you sit there for 15 minutes and then they let you go. Then I'll go back. I think I'll actually go straight home. I'll go back to the office. I'll make sure people know I'm getting the jab. We'll go back to the office, and I'll probably pack up and go home then. I'll make sure people know. So but that's, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's, well, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So we'll take it from there. See what happens. I swear, I had a fucking coworker at this big team meeting the other day, and someone was coughing, and like, because he's doing like a web meeting, everyone's on their computers, most people are at home, and someone was coughing a lot, and I joked and said, someone needs a COVID test, and then another coworker said, oh yeah, she's sitting near me, it's she's coughing all the time. No, she's in the office. Someone, when it's not mandatory, has gone into the office when they have a really bad cold. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that about? That's just like, just because she probably went to work on public transport, coughing and hacking all. It's just like, what the fuck? You just don't do that. Why would you do that? My God. But anyway, Raiders. Yes, there were the options with these mass vaccination centers. You can just rock up or you can book in. I booked in. So I'm booked in, which hopefully means I get through quicker. But all these things, they said, if you want to just rock up, you might have to wait for a while. So, but I'm booked in, so I'll go in at a particular time. It's kind of like when I got my flu vax. It was booked in at a particular time, and they said, get here early. So I got there early, and I said, I'm here early. And I'd already registered online. And so the person who was giving the vaccine, I said, just wait there. And she went, so on, and then she comes out, and she started reading names off the list, and like 3 names weren't there, and then it was me. So I was like, oh, it's cool that I came here early, because I needed to sit here for 2 minutes, because a bunch of people that were meant to be in before me aren't here. And so the same thing might happen when I go for the COVID jab. I'll show up and I might go straight in. Might have to wait for a while. And yes, I empathize, Sloomies. People are idiots. Yes, Stella, fuck people. Even in the before times, it was a bit rough, people going to work when they're sick, but we're all put under special pressure. And yeah, just as a by the by, this is the second time this person has done this since COVID was a thing. She did it last year before we were all, like a week or two before we were all working from home. She had a cold and she came into the office with an obvious cold. And she said, oh, why are people being angsty to me? And it's like, because you shouldn't fucking be. You shouldn't be here. What the fuck are you? What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? And it's just like, how is it possible that you need to be told this is a bad idea? But she apparently needed to be told this was a bad idea. And I couldn't believe it. Like, and they say she wasn't doing the occasional clearing of the throat or the occasional cough. She was clearly really fucking sick. She clearly had a bad cold. And I don't think she had a COVID test. And again, particularly because we had the active case in Melbourne, she absolutely should have got a COVID test and absolutely should have isolated, but she fucking definitely shouldn't have gone into the office. It was mind-blowing that someone would do this. And it's just like, this is just stupid as fuck. Why are you doing this? Doesn't make any sense. It's just fucking ridiculous. But, some people, you just can't work them out. It's just like, well, what the fuck? What the fuck is that about? And it's, Jesus. Some people are just shitheads, essentially. What are you going to do there, right? People, what are you going to do? Still, you can understand casuals, but it's frustrating. Anyone who's sick leave went to work with the virus should be punted again. But I know that this person's a contractor. But why did she go in? Why did she go into the office sick? She could work from home. Everyone's fucking working from home. Why the fuck go into the office sick? It just defies. It defies logic. It defies belief. It's like I just. Oh my god! What the fuck? What the fuck is going on there? So it was just, yeah. Safa, to the best of my knowledge, no one told her off. They fucking should have, though. They should have sent her home. They should have said, "What the fuck? What the fuck? Are you insane? What? Why are you here? A, get tested. B, isolate. C, get the fuck out of the office." I was stunned. I was at home. I wasn't in the office. Like I said, I was just in this big meeting with a bunch of people, and I heard someone coughing and just made the joke, "Oh, someone needs a COVID test." And then someone else said that she was actually in the office. And it's like, no, what? No, who fucking does that? Who does that? When it's not necessary, when it's not required. I'm just absolutely blown away by it. It's just people, eh? People. What a bunch of bastards. Is that from the IT crowd? Which I really liked. And enjoyment of it is spoiled because the main writer behind it is a transphobic fuckwit. Didn't know it at the time when it was on the air. Graham Lynham is his name. I think he's largely gone off social media because he wouldn't stop with this incredibly aggressive transphobic shit. And it like slowly penetrated his lizard brain that he was doing his career damage because no one would want to work with him because he's a fucking transphobic piece of shit. But yeah, it's always a bit sad when you watch a show and enjoy a show and then find out a key person in a, whether it's, like the lead actors or the main writer or the showrunner or something, is an absolute fucking piece of shit. Oh, you didn't know that about Graham Lynham? He's fucking terrible. He is fucking terrible. Like, he goes out of his way to be an antagonistic, transphobic piece of shit. So, Cowhacking Vegan, you want me to do an angry rant video? Been watching the archive. Diesel G's fine. Yeah, I was talking about this in the last live stream. The reason the reason I stopped doing them was COVID, because COVID just put my head in a weird place. And I started doing these live streams as an escape from it. And the reason I'm not doing it now is because it seems like a bad idea, because, I'm looking at transitioning in my work life potentially to a permanent role. I am employed by the state public service at the moment on a contract basis. And I could definitely, I could definitely see someone using the angry videos against me in a workplace. Like, they just decide they don't like me and they find out I did these, and then they just go to HR and say, "I don't feel safe around him. He's doing this thing. He shouts and he's angry and he's abusive, and it makes me feel unsafe in the workplace." So it's got to the stage where I feel like the angry rant videos have basically no upside for me, because I'm never going to make a lot of money from YouTube, and a lot of downside. So I don't see me. Although I have a kind of idea I'm working through in my head that's complicated and convoluted, and I might do it. And oh my god, Locust Trooper. Sorry, Raiders, Locust Trooper posted something. You haven't watched it. I'm not going to watch it. You can fill me in on whether it is now I'm going to look up just what it's called. Oh my God, sad little fucker. Oh dear. It takes a special sort of piece of shit to think that treating someone decently and giving them the benefit of the doubt means you're the one with the problem. But anyway, the dude is too stupid to know how bad he makes himself look. It's like when they're that bad, when they're that fucked, that they are incapable of knowing how bad they make themselves look. I'm just like, yep, gone. Just fucking gone. Pay no attention to that person. There are some sad fucking issues going on there. Anywho, that brings us up to 10 o'clock. Going to go Betty buys. Thank you, fine people, for joining me this evening. And all things being equal, Abigail's going to actually join me here tomorrow night. But either way, and I will understand if something comes up that means that's not a doable thing, Abigail. But either way, we can get for an online party night tomorrow night, have a bit of carry on. I'm going to make one more attempt to do something with fire tomorrow. We'll see how that works. And yeah, Abigail, you can choose to either be in the cocktail videos or not. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. We can have fun. So chill out, everyone. Have a good time. And oh yeah, Abigail, if Nettie wants to come, definitely. I mean, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And if this works, I might on other Friday nights invite other people over. We'll see. But anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good time. See you later.